stand at the top of your mat. Roll the shoulders back and down. Feel the four corners of your feet. Lift up through the arches. And just do a quick scan here from the floor, up the legs, through the hips, pelvis and glutes, through the core, up through the top of the shoulders, back of neck and out the top of the skull here. Big breath, side out. Soften here. Inhale, arms up. You can look up with your hands or you can look straight ahead. Exhale, we're going to take the hands to the hips, bend at the knees, keep the back nice and long and fold forward here. Keep the knees bent, stretch one and then the other. Just walking it out here. I'm going to take my hands to my shins and I'm going to extend from the crown of my head to the back of my glutes, the back of my body here. So really from the hips as well as another point, all the way out, rolling the shoulders back, creating that nice length, and then we're going to fold forward. Plant the hands and step the right foot back here. Step the left foot back. You're in a high plank, you can drop the knees. We're just going to stay here for a second and talk about some alignment. So my hands are under my shoulders, my elbows are all stacked, back of neck is nice and long. There's a slight engagement and drawing up through my pelvic floor and lower abdomen. Big inhale. Exhale, I'm just going to bend about 30% here. And I'm going to push back up. Coming down, just dropping about 30% into that. I guess it's a chaturanga modification here. And coming down, all the way to the floor now. Rolling the shoulders back. Back of neck is nice and long. You can look down at the ground, extend through the toes, slightly pushing down through the ground just to get a bit of counter pressure here to push up from the mid-back and lift the chest and extend and then release. Head comes down and we're going to push back to child's pose. Coming through an all fours position. You're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, and send the hips back, down dog. Again, walking it out, bending one foot and then the other here. We're going to look at the hands, keep the knees nice and bent, and we're going to step the left foot as far forward as we can, and then the right, and then we're going to slowly peel up, keeping the knees bent here, really letting the weight of the head and the upper body take us our time to peel up. Hey, buddy. Inhale. Exhale. Holding forward. Halfway lift. Keeping the knees bent here to really get as long and straight in that back body as we can. Melting forward. Stepping the right foot back. Coming up to high crescent or dropping the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to twist across to the left. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, we melt. We brace and contract ever so slightly on the exhale. Inhale up. Last one here. Exhale. We're going to come down to a twisted crescent. You can let the head go. You can drop the knee if you want. We're keeping the hips pretty even and square here. We're not twisting and tilting through the pelvis, but we are lifting and really being as active as we can through that back lengthened leg. And then we're peeling the humeral head back. Don't need to look up, but we are extending up through that left hand. Big breath in here. Exhale. Maybe twisting from the torso just a tiny bit more. Coming down, stepping that left leg back to high or low plank. Low, you've got your knees dropped. We're coming down and pushing back up for another 3. Just about 30% of the range to the ground. Keeping everything else in our body really strong. And then we're going to come all the way down. Cobra, peel the shoulders back, back of neck long. Push through all fours, tuck toes, down dog. Just take a moment here before we do the other side and just check in. How do you want to move? What's your body calling out for in this position now? Looking forward, we're going to take that right foot forward as far between the hands as you can. We're going to come up to high crescent. Back leg can have a little bend in it, or you can have it all the way down with the left knee on the ground. Inhale, we stretch and lengthen and extend. Exhale, we twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale, we contract and twist. Inhale. Exhale. We're coming down into that twisted crescent now. The left hand comes down. Left leg is really strong and straight. You can also have the knee down. And the action here is to twist and open through the upper chest, but not get the neck too crunchy and involved here. Just keep it soft. Yeah, okay, bud. Give me a few more minutes. Big breath. Fill the belly, fill the rib cage, and on the exhale, we squeeze and get that last little bit of breath out of the body. Plant that right foot. Step the right foot back. And we're either in a kneeling high plank or we're in a high plank. I'm going to take the right knee to the left elbow and then the left to the right. And we're doing this either nice and slow and controlled, or we're going to start to pick up the pace here. If we're in a low kneel, which is still hard, we're doing the same thing. We're lifting and drawing our knee to our elbow here. We're really strengthening through the core as we move in this asymmetrical way and bearing weight through our upper body. You know, it's still hard. Okay, let's go for 20, 18, halfway. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees. Sit back. Child's pose. Push down through the hands to come up to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Look forward between the hands. We're going to step the right foot and then the left foot. We're going to come up to a low squat. Then we're going to come down and step the right foot back, left foot back. Step left, right, come up to a little low squat. Rest the hands on the quads. Step right, left. So right, left, come up. Left, right, we're down. Left, right, come up. Right, left, we're down. It actually doesn't really matter which foot you're stepping with, by the way. It doesn't matter. We're just getting it done. And if you're feeling like it, we can start to turn this into a little bit of a yoga burpee. So you can either keep stepping or you can jump, come up, plant hands and step back, or you can jump forward and jump back. If you're down here, you're stepping, coming up, stepping. Okay, again, it's all still beautiful, energizing movement for the body. We're moving some oxygen around, we're getting the heart rate up. Okay, let's go. You're gonna come up to high plank if you're coming with me and we're stepping or jumping. Hands to the quads, stepping back. Just another 3 of these. And then we're going to come all the way up and sitting down into Utkatasana now. Hands are extended long, elbows are straight, scapula is slightly elevated towards the ears, the back of neck is long, ribs drawing in, collarbones are open. Not too stiff here, not straining at all. Sitting low, sitting deep. One more big breath. Exhale, fold forward. Just bend the knees a little bit, walk it out. Halfway lift, lengthen the back of the body. That L shape. Plant the hands, step the right foot, step the left foot. You can drop the knees or you can stay up. We're going all the way down through our chaturanga. And then we're pushing through, keeping the quads and hips lifted for upward facing dog. Again, not flaring through the ribs here. Extending through the crown of the head, shoulders rolling back and down. Lifting up, tuck the toes. Push the hips up and back. Down, dog. We're going to row it out now. So we're going to row the right arm into that W. I reckon I've got 1 more minute. left arm. W position. Elbow drawing in to waist. You could really bend the knees here if you're struggling with having space in the lower back. Look forward between the hands, step, walk or jump. Fold forward. Slowly rolling all the way up. Big inhale, arms come up. Exhale, come down. Hands on the heart. Pause for a second here. Feel the heart pulsing. Feel the breath moving. Great job.